Welcome back. It is now time for Andreas Wilhelmsson, CEO of Ljusgårda, to present. Welcome, Andreas.
Thank you. Let's see, do you hear me now?
Loud and clear.
Okay, very good. So, hi everyone, my name is Andreas Wilhelmsson, CEO of Ljusgårda. Sorry for the a bit pixely video, but I hope you can hear me well and at least see the slides really good. So what we do at Ljusgårda is that we grow great tasting greens, or local lettuce as we say, with good conscience that you can eat year round. Did you know that almost 80% of all fruits and vegetables that we eat here in Sweden are from other countries? And this is despite the fact that when you ask Swedish consumers, 7 out of 10 say that the most important thing when they're taking a buying decision in the store is that it's Swedish. And looking at the market here, where we have a huge supply and demand issue, fresh fruits and vegetables in retail, only in Sweden, is 40 billion crowns per year. So what do we do about it? Well, we took the concept of outdoors and brought it indoors, creating a 100% controlled ecosystem where we can grow under optimal conditions year-round without breaking a sweat about the weather. So we basically controlled what the Swedish singer Ted Gärdestad sing about, sun, wind and water, and we tweak these 3 things until we get the best tasting lettuce you ever had. And once we get that right, that's a digital recipe that we replicate again and again and again. So our journey started in 2017, where we started the company. 2018, we started to experiment and we grow a lot of different things, a lot of really bad tasting lettuce, I can tell you that. I had the worst lettuce of my life during 2018. But at the end of the year, we started to get it right. We started to get the recipe right, the technology right. So then we launched in our first store. And that went really well. So 2019, we started to launch some more stores, 13 different ICA stores, not only in our local region in Tibro, where we are, just next to Skövde, but also in Gothenburg and Jönköping, to see that it's not just a local hype thing. But all stores sold really good. So by June 2020, last year, we took the decision to build our first large-scale facility. So we just finished it just a month ago, a 7,000 square meter facility, which we have spent 135 million to build, basically 80 million coming from debt and the rest coming from equity, where we now are able to produce 60 tons of lettuce per month in less than a hectare. We just recently now secured our second facility, which is 18,000 square meters, also located here in Tibro, where we will start to build this summer and have that one operational by next spring. So this is our first facility, which is operating as we speak, an old industrial building in Tibro, where they did furniture back in the days. In this facility, we basically grow in a 2-step process. So we first of all grow in vertical stacked layers, which you can see to the picture to the right. And this is 1 line out of 4. And if you are Googling the concept vertical farming, as we are doing, you basically often see pictures that looks like it does to the right. But this is just our first step process. What we do when the plant is roughly 2 weeks old, a young plant, we move it to truly vertical wall, which you can see to the left here, which is a picture here of one of our total 15 grow rooms, which has 3 lines in total in a grow room, where they grow in another 3 weeks before they are ready to harvest. So we basically buy seeds, put them in a plug, and then we have the whole process until we have a bag of salad ready to deliver to the store. And if you're looking at the concept of growing indoors, of course, you are able to grow under optimal condition. But what does that mean, really? Well, that, of course, means that you can have a constant quality mark, which, of course, is high because you tweak those 3 parameters, sun, wind, and water, until you get it right, until you get a product which has more nutrition in it, which tastes better, and is a superior product. We have no pesticides whatsoever, and we have significantly longer shelf life compared to conventional bags of salad you can find today. So our bag of salad, I don't know if you've tasted it yet in a store near you, but we're talking at least 2 weeks shelf life. The store owner today is used to have 5 days before you need to throw away the salad. So that means for us, of course, a better consumer experience. It doesn't get destroyed in your fridge back home. But it also means that the one buying the fruits and vegetables in the store can be a bit more aggressive because they know that, okay, if I buy a little bit too much this week, I will just simply buy less next week. I don't need to throw away anything. So the shrinkage is much less. And of course, as if you are familiar with vertical farming, we're talking huge water savings and land savings. I mean, 60 ton a month from less than a hectare, which is 720 ton per year. If you are a farmer in Sweden growing lettuce, you're happy to get 10 tons a year. So it's a huge productivity increase. This is our 2 products now, a crisp salad and a Swedish salad, as we call it, which of course is a mix. And when the customer comes and buys it in the store, this is the only bag of salad where you have the From Sweden brand, because salad most of the year in Sweden, which you find in bags, are not from Sweden, so you can't put that label on a traditional bag of salad. And it's also the only climate certified bag of salad you find in the store. And it's costing roughly the same as the imported bag of salad do, but you have all these premium benefits with it. So we currently sell to ICA and Coop. We have about 50 ICA stores a bit spread in Sweden, mostly in Västra Götaland currently. We launched 3 regions in Coop, so Västra Götaland, Halland, and Närke. We launched just last week. We will go nationwide with Coop, so there we're working centrally. Going nationwide by the autumn. ICA, we walk store by store. And by working with these 2 retailers, we're able to cover 70% of the retail market. And if you look at the difference on our salad, except the consumer experience, you have quite a difference in supply chain. So traditional bag salad is usually grown in Italy or Spain, sometimes a bit in the season we're coming into now, a bit Swedish in the summer, where you have a supply chain thing, which of course, first of all, you need to get the salad to Sweden. But once you're in Sweden also, if you're looking at part of the process here, which says washing and treatment and packaging, that process to wash a salad and make sure that you don't find any soil in your salad, you don't find any pesticides in your salad, that's an expensive process. So although our actual cost of harvesting a kilo salad is higher than a conventional farmer in Italy, the cost for us to produce a bag of salad is actually the same as the conventional way of producing a bag of salad, because the refinement process and the supply chain add so much cost that we become cost competitive. And speaking about pesticides, Råd and Rön, a Swedish magazine, made an article, it's a month from now roughly, where they tested bags of salad in Sweden to see, did they find anyone with traces of pesticides? And it was half of the bagged salads they tested that had traces of pesticides. Many of them also had forbidden pesticides that they find traces of. So, of course, we're solving this issue. We're coming with a premium product, which we charge a bit more for, but our cost of producing that product is actually the same, roughly, as the conventional one. So what's our approach to vertical farming? Well, if you take the conventional approach, as I said, you don't need to wash it, you have efficiency and so on. But how are we different from others? Because we are not the only one in the world doing vertical farming right now. And to answer that, I usually explain that we have an industrial approach. We are coming from a region, if you summarize all the cities, called Skaraborg. That's 265,000 people that have a total of 800 manufacturing industries in the region. Many of them is also related to food. So you have big food companies like Dafgård, Scan, Arla, Semper, and so on. And of course, you have the cars manufacturing industries as well. And all of this has created a region where people are really good at automation, creating a good operation flow, and so on. So what we have done at Ljusgårda is taking all of that knowledge, creating that as a backbone in the company. So when we look at the team and so on, it's people who know how to run a factory at large scale. So we have kept the scope small. We haven't tested to grow 100 different plants. We are really good at growing 5. So I usually say, comparing us to other vertical farmers, we are not the best in the world when it comes to how many kilos do we get per square meter or per hectare, but we're good. We're not the best in the world when it comes to how much capex do we need to spend to produce a kilo of salad, but we are one of the best in the world. But what we are really, really good at, and where we are the best in the world, is the total unit economics. We are the world when it comes to how much capex do we need to spend to produce a certain amount of profit. Why? Because we don't only spend our capex into make sure that the plants are good and grow well. We spend it into our own innovation and technology, which enables automation here. So you don't need that much staff involved in your factory. You create a really slim one, which works good and predictable. This is a second factory, which we are just about to start changing. So there's actually being furnitures built in this factory as we speak. So they need to move out, but they're soon out. This is 18,000 square meters where we will grow spinach and rocket salad. And with those new products by spring, of course, we will get more revenue per store, but we will also be able to launch more stores than we have today. So if you are interested to know a bit more about Ljusgårda, and I'm really hoping you have good questions for me now, I'm happy to answer them, you're able to check out one of these 2 videos. One is called Bring Home the Food. It's a Swedish video. Both of these are in Swedish. So if you don't know Swedish, I'm sorry. Let's see if we get us English translate up sometime. But that's a testament on what we're doing, our vision to make sure that we eat Swedish salad in Sweden. The other one is a bit more technical, explaining exactly how we grow at Ljusgårda. So with that, I'm hoping you have a lot of questions for me.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, Andreas. Interesting indeed. We actually can start off with a question from the audience. Is the harvesting done manually, or how do you go about it?
So last week we did it manually. This week we do it manually. Next week that's a machine. So it's getting installed as we speak.
So that's going to improve your economics even more, or?
Yeah, of course. So we have 2 machinery lines which are coming online next week and the week after that, which of course is increasing the productivity. So yes, but it's things that we already tested and built. So it's just about installing it in the production line.
Okay. So vertical farming, what would you say have been the biggest hurdles to overcome to reach, industrial or commercial scale?
2 things surprise me when I talk to other vertical farmers. One is that people say they have a problem with sales. I don't know what rock they're living under, because we are having huge problems with meeting demand instead. But of course, that's due to us, thanks to our industrial approach, having a better cost structure, which of course makes us being able to not charge 50% higher. We are taking 1 crown maybe compared to what they're paying today. So that might be one effect. So we have been able to secure the 2 biggest retail chains in Sweden. The other thing, what has been the hurdles when it comes to automation itself, that's not one straight answer where it's this. But I would say that most indoor farmers or vertical farmers, they are quite good at controlling their light and their air and their water if they're large scale, if they have been doing this for a while. But not many of them are good at creating a good process for harvesting, planting, taking care of the factory, packaging line, and so on. And that's where we are really good.
Are there any technological innovations involved as well, or is it the processes that are the most important?
Yeah, there are some innovation, of course, in the technology we have built to be able to build this automation. Some of it is off the shelf. You don't need to create a packaging machine from start. You have quite many packaging machines around the world, but a planting machine or a harvesting machine built for our system, our growing system that you saw that we move it to after the first step of the process, that of course is custom to us, which is coming from being able to automate this in a good way.
I see. I look very much forward to following you the next year. What should I keep an eye out for?
You should watch out when we're coming to Stockholm, which will be quite soon, so you're able to buy it locally.
And from an investor's point of view?
From an investor point of view, we are about to raise capital now, so we will do a 500 million crowns round to be able to fund not just the next factory, but a couple of factories ahead. So if anyone is interested, where ticket size is minimum 50 million, it's just to reach out.
Thank you very much, Andreas. Good luck on your journey, and I hope to see you again in the future. Bye for now.
Thank you. Take care.
Take care.